When it comes to being the perfect man, what makes you the perfect man, the perfect opportunity, the guy that gets all the ass? What makes you the perfect man? And what I want to talk to you about right now is in here and about us, what makes you the perfect man is because everything in life is connected like a system, okay? Let's take a car, for instance. A car is just a whole that is broken down into many different parts. And if you're missing one part of anything that deals with making that car move, the car's not going to run. Whether it be gas or whether it's taking a piece out of the engine, the car is not going to run correctly because it is a system. And with that being said, when it comes to this game of being a man, a fucking hunter, a fucking alpha, when it comes to that, it is that the same. It is a system. And the system that I have is broken down into four parts. That's how I was taught. And I am teaching you like I will teach my sons. This is broken down into a system. System is broken down into knowledge of self, knowledge of women, knowledge of dating, knowledge of sex. And right now what we're going to talk about is knowledge of self for right now. And on the next pages, we'll talk about the other ones. But right now, I want to talk about knowledge of self. You know what? All you guys want is confidence. There are a lot of guys out there that are churning and trying to find that one element of confidence. They're really trying to search and trying to find out who they are. And see, knowledge of self means that you know who you are. And you know what? I got to put this shit back on again. Because when you really understand what it means to love and really know what you want as a man, when you meet that person that has been tucked away in your mind for years now, begging to come out, once you are allowed to let that guy out, then you need to learn to get this belt here, which is the inner champ. But also, the thing is that it is a system within a system. And learning about who you are as a man is the most important thing because that is how you're going to guide women. That is how you're going to lead. That is how you're going to live. And the way you must do that is first you have to learn the principles of what it means to be a man. But even before the principles that you need to learn, you also have to learn the principles is like this. I'll use this phone. The principle is like a box, but you need a foundation to hold it up. And that foundation are your rights as a man. You have to know what your rights are. Then you need to know what your principles are. And then once you learn your principles of what it means to be a man, knowledge of self, then you have to learn your laws, your rules, and your codes because those laws, rules, and codes are the things that are going to protect. It's like protecting the principles that you live by. And it all works as a system. If you don't have one, it is not going to work. But it is also there to be able to show you what you love because this whole thing is about you. This has nothing to do with women. A lot of you guys think, you know what? I need to please her. I need to do this. No. What I'm here to show you is when it comes to knowledge of self, yourself is so important. It is so important to know that man inside. When you look at that mirror, that guy that you see in that mirror, that's who you are. That's the guy. But also I want to teach you, speaking of a mirror, when it comes to knowledge of self, I always want you to look through, when you are looking out, when you're looking out your window, see, most guys are looking out the window and they see a mirror and they see what's behind him. But once you realize what it means to be a real man and knowledge of self, what happens is you're no longer looking at a mirror. You're looking through a window because everything in the past is that. It's the past. You can't change it. And what I'm here to instill in you guys is a sign of responsibility. As a man, you have to take a responsibility for your fuck-ups. Women are going to do what you allow them to do as a man. And that's why it is so important that you learn knowledge of self. Because without that, and you have the other four elements, then that's it. But see, the great thing about knowledge of self, it gives you one thing. It gives you confidence. It gives you that attitude and swagger about yourself that says, you know what? I don't care what happens. I am the ruler of my world. I am the king of my castle. I am the fucking man. And that is what knowledge of self is about. Now, our next page, if you go to the next page here, the next page, we're going to talk about knowledge of women.